Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Alright Seipher, we're ready.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome back to Seipher Plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Reshef of Destruction. In the last episode, we took on a trial by paradox to find Chevalsky. We managed to overcome a series of 6 duels, and were helped along to Pegasus Island, where the Duelist Kingdom tournament was held. We then began our assault on the island, dealing with an ambush by Chevalsky's odd experiments, the Chevaliers, before again being ambushed by his lackeys, Panic and the Mimic of Doom. The latter two were willing to keep us from progressing, but Joey pushed them back to allow Yugi and I to push onward. This time, we'll be doing just that as we move to Pegasus' castle. So, let's not waste much time here. Off-screen, I did get the Maha Vilo that we got last time and replaced it with the Stern Mystic, or rather replaced the Stern Mystic with it. Anyway, we're gonna head this way and off to the dungeon. We can't betray Joey's trust, Seipher. We have to go as quickly as possible. Foo. You finally arrived. Duelists of pure hearts and spirits, I was hoping you would come. Why? Because your defeats will make the best offerings for the reborn Reshef. Now, go my disciples. Go forth and defeat them. Garinita! Garinita! Reshef, the dark being, created my disciples. These duelists have neither emotion nor mercy. Crush them, my minions. Garinita! Garinita! You'll go no further. Gary! Okay, so, we are in the dungeon now, and this cave is our first area, and both ways are blocked off. We will have to duel one of these guys to proceed. So, while we do have a fork in the road, I do feel that our best bet would be to take the leftward path, as we can skip some of the Chevaliers, I believe, on either path, but in order to see everything and not waste too much time here, I will not be dueling all of them, especially seeing as in the vanilla version of Reshef, these guys would all have 10,000 life points, so you want to avoid dueling too many of them, since you have to conserve life points. Anyway, regardless of your choice, these first two will both have the same deck. Garinita. We win all duels. Gary! Alright, so we'll just ante this up. This Chevalier begins on a mountain field. His non-treat monsters have 1500 attack or less. He ditches the invisible wire trap from the 3 that we saw in the cable car on our way up to the castle. He does, however, focus his spells on destroying specific monster types and stalling, as well as healing and burn damage. Let's go with this. I know I've got technically stronger monsters, but might as well see what we can do with what we've got. Of course you had Swords of Revealing Light. Okay, well, let's... You know what? I'll save Dark Flare Knight for if things don't go well, because maybe his stats will be just enough for what we need. That's not good. Alright, well... let's get our Lajin on the field. Won't be able to attack for a few turns, so I might just cut some of this out. And there we go. Bonus Av LP, dual victory, deck capacity increased by 5, but 10,000 domino was obtained. Minomushi Warrior was obtained. Not all that great. Gary Nita. Uri. Yep. And so we move on to this lava area, and we can actually skip this guy, so I'm going to do just that. However, this next guy we cannot skip, so let's challenge him. Gary Nita. We win all duels. Gary! So, like the last guy, this guy begins on a mountain field. His non-tribute monsters have 1650 attack or less, and he ditches the invisible wire trap. He focuses his spells on burn damage and healing up his own life points, so gonna be pretty interesting, I think. Let's go with our Maiden with the Eyes of Blue to just hammer that dragon. And so now we've got a souped up Blue Eyes. We'll discard our Vampire Lord. And let's just destroy that monster. Should hopefully not take too long. Mirror Force was activated. That's good. Hey, let's just hammer him. Thankfully, I have just the contingency in case. And there we go. What is that? LP, dual victory, deck capacity increased by 5, about 10,000 domino, fire kraken. Already have that. Gary Nita. Uri. Yep, and from that, we've gotten through the stairs. So if you need to heal, I would go back and do so now. Assuming you're playing the vanilla version of Reshef. We should reach Pegasus's castle soon. Seipher, do you think you can beat Pegasus? Of course I do. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think so. Yeah, that's the way to think, Seipher. I made a promise with the spirit of the puzzle. Never forget that no matter what, we're always together. Right. I also have to get the spirit of the puzzle back. That's why I have to keep up with your skills, Seipher. And wouldn't you know? Foo. Excellent. Well done. You didn't turn tail and run. Hooray! We wouldn't have it any other way. The pieces of the Millennium Puzzle are on the top floor of the castle. Of course, we don't intend to let you go there because this is your end. Seipher, which one will you duel? Okay, so we are given the choice of Para or Dox again, just like back in China. However, unlike last time, there isn't really much of a difference. Dox has slightly stronger monsters, but it isn't as pronounced as it was in our first duel against these bozos. Either way, in the vanilla version, your opponent will have 15,000 life points, so be careful of that. I've dueled Para twice, so let's do Dox this time. Seipher, an opponent most worthy. Elder brother, I leave you to take down Yugi. It shall be done. Let's do it, Seipher. It's time to duel. Alright. Well, that wasn't in my notes. The dueling brothers are here again for us to clean their clocks. Say hello again to the brothers Para and Dox. Their attributes and types are still varied, and for the most part, don't benefit for the Yami field that I thought was going to be here, but we have a mountain field instead. Although I don't think that they benefit from that either. Their non-tribute monsters have 2200 attack or less, though Dox will have slightly stronger monsters ranging from 1300 to 2200, while Para will have from 1200 to 2200. Let's see here. I think just to set up, I'll have Fairy's Gift give us an additional 1,000 life points since we can't get over that monster he summoned. Like their compatriots before them, they've changed around their spells and trap support, invisible wire for monster control, tremendous fire for burn damage, and like with all named opponents going forward, 3 copies of Swords of Revealing Light to stall. They can be very annoying. Let's just set up our Earthbound Spirits and wait to see what they do. And we've got nearly our full board filled, so this should be good, I think. Yeah, we're doing pretty solid right now, I believe. Of course, he had invisible wire for that. Let's get our man-eating treasure chest out in the field and just sort of hammer him. We've got plenty of life points to spare, so we don't need to worry so much. And he didn't have anything. Guess he had far too many tribute monsters in his hand. Alright, opponent's LLP, dual victory, deck capacity increased by 10, 800 Domino was obtained, Gate Guardian was obtained. Not all that worth it. He's a lot stronger, much more powerful than before, but I can't lose. I've got to save my other self. Spirit of the puzzle, lend me your strength. Let's go, Dark Magician. What? No, not now. How could he draw the Dark Magician now? Dark Magic Attack. Shouldn't it have been over to the left somewhat, Yugi? Wah! You're not getting away with this. We must stop them, no matter what it takes. Our reputation is at stake. Come on, we duel again. I just want to save him. I want to save my other self. And if you chose Yugi as your partner, this scene will play. Gotta hand it to you, Yugi. That duel lasted barely a second. On the other hand, Seipher, you had me worried. I couldn't afford to waste any time. I have to find the spirit right away. But Seipher's duel was pretty impressive. Let's keep this up, guys. That's why I can't waste any time. I won't be stopped. I can't be defeated here. I have to keep going, or I'll never rescue him. Seipher, let me handle them. You keep going. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. We've been dropping you guys like flies at this point. Wahahaha! You mean to take on? The both of us? All alone? I'm not alone. The spirit of the puzzle is always with me. You stole the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle. And the spirit. I'm never going to forgive you. Then we shall duel and settle matters for sure. Seipher, I'm counting on you. Grr, this kid, he's good. Is he really dueling by himself? Leave them to me. Keep going. Alright, and we have a Chevalier up here after we've lost Yugi, but we can ignore him, thankfully. And we end up at Pegasus's castle. Oh hey, Paradox. Excellent. You've done well to get this far. However, in order to proceed, you must conquer this labyrinth. It is full of paths that neither begin nor end. You need a light to navigate its never-ending passageways. But it is no ordinary light that you need. You must have the light of the spirits. Well, that's odd. That's more of a GX thing, but yes, you must light your way with spirit cards. The cards that embody the spirits of your fellow duelists. Hold them aloft at forks in the road, and let them light your way. However, you must never ask for spirit cards. You must obtain them fairly. You must win them in duels. There is no other way. Well, with that, we do know that we have to now get some new cards from the people we've met along the way to be able to get through and finally face Chevalsky and Reshef. Or rather, stop Reshef. So, let's head on back. And since we're going around collecting spirit cards, which are more or less a duelist's ace card, I might as well ask this question while we quickly make our way over to Italy. Which do you see as your spirit card? For me, in real life, I would probably have to say Buster Blader because it was my favorite monster. I saw it as my equivalent to Yugi's Dark Magician or Seikaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragon. In-game, though, I think Dark Flare Knight is more my ace. Anyway, we found Bones here, so let's actually challenge him. I've dueled you before, Seipher, but I've never seen you so determined. You must be preparing for an enormous duel. Okay, Seipher, I'll duel you anytime you want. Well, that's actually kind of honorable and sweet to an extent. Alright, well, let's kick things off. Bones has seen an upgrade to his deck since the last time we dueled him. As before, his non-treating monsters have 1600 attack or less, but he's starting on a wasteland field to boost his zombies up. He's also added a few Fiends and Ancient Lamp to his deck to provide a bit more variety, and he has some new spells and traps in the forms of copies of Swords of Revealing Light and Acid Trap Hole, a very powerful trap that will destroy any monster that attacks it with 3000 attack or less, so pretty powerful. Okay, good thing that I waited, that would have been terrible. Alright, we'll discard this. Use Mirage Knight to destroy our traitorous Lajin. And we'll discard this just to see if we can get it on the field. Okay, Mirage Knight is splitting in half. And of course, he managed that. So now we've got nothing on the field. This could be tricky. Let's just leave our Nidori in defense. It'll destroy the strongest monster on his field. Which would be that armored zombie now. Got another Ancient Lamp, so we can use it to hopefully keep his attention off Ancient Lamp and destroy that zombie dragon. Okay, good. He's got a forest monster on the field. We can easily deal with that, I believe. Let's just hope that we can take care of this. Okay, Pumpkin. Okay, well, I'm going to have to cut ahead to when I actually get a victory, so be right back. Okay, took quite a bit, but we managed to get this one run where I got Castle of Dark Illusions. That Wasteland field really does power up Bones. Bonus LLP, Dual Victory, deck capacity increased by 10, 1500 Domino was obtained, Berserk Dragon was obtained. A pretty powerful card, but it does power down at the start of the foe's turn, so not all that great. I lost because I wanted to win more than I did. It's easy to tell you're preparing for a great battle, Seipher. You have an enormous weight on your shoulders. I wish I could help you. I know. Take this card. It represents me. It's Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts. I know it will come in handy. Receive Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts. Okay, first spirit card down. Only a few more to go. So rather than showing all my travel, I will just cut to when we get to our next destination, which will be Canada. Alright, and from coming in here, we find Rex back where the Millennium Guardian was, so let's challenge him. It sounds crazy, but I guess we're connected to each other. I wonder why. There must be a bond between duelists. Kind of like the bond between how stand users are drawn to each other. Alright, enough talk, because actions speak louder than words. Let's duel. Alright, yeah, I lost to Bones quite a few times, lost a number of Exodia heads. And like Bones before him, Rex has added some Swords of Revealing Light. He's also added Acid Trap Hole and Harpy's Feather Duster, so he can be pretty difficult to deal with. Unfortunately, we can't really attack, so I'm just going to keep my Amazoness archers on the field, just in case. Of course, end up losing that. Alright, well, let's set our Headless Knight in defense, and we'll also put Ancient Lamp in defense. Of course he had Serpent Knight Dragon. Well, let's... Oh, shoot, I forgot that's not Dream. Okay, well, throw up our Mirror Force. Take that out so that he can't really have a field presence. Activate that Acid Trap Hole. And now we'll just use our Flash Assailant. Hopefully he's not too much of an issue. Alright, and with Brain Control, I think we've got this in the bag. Take control of his monster and turn it against him. There we go. Bonus LLP, Dual Victory, deck capacity increased by 10, 1500 Domino was obtained, Serpent Knight Dragon was obtained. Pretty much his ace since he lost Red Eyes. That's it. You win. Seipher, you've grown pretty strong. Don't you dare lose to anyone. I don't want anyone to think that you're weak. Not after you've beaten me. Alright, take this card. It's Two-Headed King Rex. The card that best represents me is Red Eyes Black Dragon. Is what I'd like to say. But it's now Wheeler's card. Since the day he won it from me, I realized something. Are expensive rare cards really good for me? The more I thought about it, this card I have right now is perfect for me. It's a common card, but it embodies my spirit. Receive Two-Headed King Rex. Honestly, that is a rather good character beat. And again, another thing that you only really see from Rex in the video games compared to the manga and anime where he's just a joke villain of the week. Anyway, I will see you guys off next in the Galapagos. And while we do have Mako here to challenge, I believe... Yep, Weevil is back here. So, let's take him on first. You want to be infested by my super insect deck? Not really, but we don't have much of a choice. And yes, you can add the spirit cards to your deck if you so wish. That is something you can do. Let's just start things off with our Revival Jam. Weevil has seen a minor increase in difficulty. His non-tribute monsters have 1500 attack or less now, and he's added 3 copies of Swords of Revealing Light, so be on guard. And let's just destroy that, because he wasted his card. And I think if he attacks into us, we can just win this. Yep. Easily destroyed. Tribute, tribute, and tribute. Seipher, first time in a long time since we summoned you on screen. Let's finish him off. The opponent is out of LP. Duel victory. Deck capacity increased by 10, 1500 domino was obtained, battle locks was obtained. Surprising since I would have expected an insect, but hey, forest attribute, and a pretty powerful one, and it can destroy fire types. My queen! I can't beat you when you take enormous risks in a duel. All my strategies become as weak as a worm. Take this with you. It's Insect Queen, the card that represents me. I mean, I would have thought you're a perfectly ultimate great moth, but whatever. It's a useful rare card, but only if you consider it as my spirit. Arg! What a terrible waste! I wasted a rare card on you. Get out of here. Bye-bye, my beautiful bug. Received Insect Queen. Alright, this is gonna be a longer episode. We still have a few duels left. So, thankfully we're here now so that we can duel Mako. Seipher, you feel it too. The sea. It's afraid. The ocean is terrified. Seipher, you are intending to fight something that can paralyze the waters to its briny deep. Do not deny it. I can tell. In that case, take my spirit to battle with you. Alright. And we have Mako, who got a pretty kicked up deck, to be honest. His non-tribute monsters now have 1800 attack or less at base, and are all powered up by the Umi field. He shifted to more of a stall and monster removal spell and trap strategy, so but that was kind of pretty much his whole gimmick before, so gotta be a little careful about this. Anyway, let's open things up with our revival jams. I don't know if we'll keep it around, but hopefully we do. And of course not. Well, I just lost out on my Vampire Lord, but that's alright. Thankfully we have the Immortal Thunder, the only Thunder monster in my deck, so if that goes down we can't make use of Attribute Advantage anymore, but that's fine. I think we've got other means of dealing with this guy. Heck, I don't think we'll even have to change the terrain like we did with Bones. Alright, and here we go. Surprisingly easier than most. I was expecting him to be one of the hardest. Deck capacity increased by 10, 1500 domino was obtained. Another Firecracken, we already have that. I've passed you my spirit. Just as the world's oceans are connected, our souls are united. Wait, take my spirit card. It's the legendary Fisherman. The sea will drown you if you show fear. It's the same with dueling. Keep fighting without fear. Receive the legendary Fisherman. Which, honestly, pretty good card. Shame that it doesn't have all of its effects from the actual card game. Anyway, now we're going to head off to Domino Pier. And we find Mai back at her job. Duelists get to know each other through dueling. Once duelists battle, a bond develops that didn't exist before. Seipher, I accept your duel. Alright, so Mai got a pretty basic power boost. She still starts on a mountain field. Her non-tribute monsters now have a base attack of 1800 or less and get powered up by her mountain field. And, like everyone else, she's added Swords of Revealing Light to her deck, so pretty powerful. Let's kick things off by discarding our Vampire Lord and setting our Mirror Force just to bait her into attacking. Thankfully, this seems to be working out like gangbusters. And we'll just summon our Ancient Lamp, get a Lajin out for free, and just wail on her. Probably won't get to make use of these three to get Seipher out, unless we do this. Normally I wouldn't sacrifice Mirage Knight, because I like the ability to have all of my cards, or to have it turn into Dark Magician and Flame Swordsman, but hey, we got a chance to use Seipher again, and honestly to dog walk on Mai again, so let's take it. Easy. The opponent is out of LP, dual victory, deck capacity increased by 10, 1500 Domino was obtained, Harpy's Feather Duster was obtained. We already have a copy, but it is a good thing to add. Seipher, I can tell you're planning to face something huge and terrible, but you'll be fine. There's a bond between us. Even when we're far apart, our hearts beat as one. This is Harpy Lady. It represents my spirit as a duelist. I'm not required to give it to you, but I want you to have it. Received, Harpy Lady. So that's good. And now for the final duelist of the day, I will see you guys back at the Clock Tower Square. Because Espa and his brothers are here, that we only need to challenge Espa. PvP, who are you fighting? Actually, don't tell me. Duelists don't communicate with words. We communicate with cards. Don't underestimate my psychic power deck. Alright, and probably the toughest of these rematches. Esperoba has his non-tribute monsters up to 1850 attack or less. Some of them will benefit from his Sogen field starting terrain. And strangely, he's added 3 copies of Sogen to his field despite most of his monsters being machine types. Kinda odd, but I don't think machines get boosted by Wasteland like they do in other games, so I guess it's just a matter of having some field power bonus. Anyway, and I should have expected the Swords of Revealing Light, but at least now we'll have our Vampire Lord on the field. And let's just start getting a board presence even if we can't attack. And we'll keep the Beckon to Darkness just in case he summons something that we can't get over. Like that. Thankfully, with Vampire Lord in the graveyard, we can get it back, and if we tribute in the right order, we can have it be on the top of the graveyard pile when we summon Seipher. Though I don't think we can attack right now. Okay, Vampire Lord's permanent effect. Destroy that Fiend Mega Cyber and whatever he's defending with. And we should be good. And Seipher will take him out. One hit. Your opponent is out of LP, dual victory. Deck capacity increased by 10. 1500 Domino was obtained. Reflect Bounder was obtained. Magical Mirror being that can take attack power of a monster on the foe's field and cause life point loss. It's a pretty powerful monster. And 4 stars. I might actually use that in my deck in place of one of my Fiends. PvP, you win. I don't know who you're fighting, but take my Jinzo with you. This card represents my spirit. Your fight is far from over, but PvP. Yes, I sense you'll be fine. A duelist becomes more powerful when he has friends supporting him. So think of Jinzo as me. As long as you have my help, you're not fighting alone. And we received Jinzo. With that, we have collected all 6 of the spirit cards that we needed. And I'd say, with how long things have gone on, we've earned ourselves a nice long respite. Next time, we will return to the labyrinth of Pegasus' castle to fight our way to the silver-haired madman himself. I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.